My name is Lazarillo de Tormes. I was born in the Tormes River. That's how I got my name. When I was 8 they accused my father of gutting the sacks that people were bringing to the mill and they took him to jail. Without a word of protest he confessed everything and he suffered persecution for righteousness' sake. But I trust God that he's in heaven because the Bible calls that kind of man blessed. My widowed mother, finding herself without a husband or anyone to take care of her, decided to lie at the side, stay on the side, of good men. She and a dark man who works with animals got to know each other. Sometimes he would come to our house and wouldn't leave till the next morning. And other times he would come to our door in the daytime pretending that he wanted to buy eggs and then he would come inside. When he first began to come I didn't like him because his skin color and the way he looked scared me. But I began to like him quite a lot. He always brought bread and pieces of meat. And in winter he brought in firewood so we could keep warm. And they had a baby together. One day the child noticed that my mother and I were white but my stepfather wasn't and he got scared.
Mama, it's the boogeyman.
You little son of a... As luck would have it, my stepfather Abdul Zaid was found to have been stealing half of the barley that was supposed to be given to the animals. And when there was nothing else to steal he took the shoes right off the horse's hooves. And he was using all this to buy things for my mother so that she could bring up my little brother. Why should we be surprised at priests when they steal from the poor, or at friars when they take things from their monasteries to give to their lady followers, when we see how love can make a poor slave do what he did? They found him guilty of everything I've said and more because they asked me questions and threatened me too, and I answered them like a child. I was so frightened that I told them everything I knew, even about some horseshoes my mother had made me sell to a blacksmith. They beat and tarred my poor stepfather and they gave my mother a stiff sentence besides the usual 100 lashes. BLM. Afterwards my mother went to work as a servant at the Solano Inn. She raised me to be a good little boy who would take wine and candles to the guests and do whatever else they told me. About this time a blind man came and stayed at the inn and asked my mother if I could serve him and she said I could.
Son, I know that I'll never see you again. Try to be good, and may God be your guide. I've raised you and given you to a good master. Take good care of yourself.
Lazaro, put your ear up next to this bull statue and you'll hear a great sound inside it.
Okay, I trust you. What on earth? Why did you knock my head into the bull statue? That hurt.
You fool. Now learn that a blind man's servant has to be one step ahead of the devil.
He's right. I've got to open my eyes and be on my guard. I'm alone now, and I've got to think about taking care of myself. In just a few days he taught me the slang thieves use.
I can't give you any gold or silver, but I can give you plenty of hints on how to stay alive.
And that's exactly what he did. After God, it was this fellow who gave me life and who, although he was blind, enlightened me and showed me how to live. I like to tell you these silly things to show what virtue there is in men being able to raise themselves up from the depths, and what a vice it is for them to let themselves slip down from high stations. From the time God created the world there's no one he made smarter or sharper than that man. At his job he was sly as a fox. He knew over 100 prayers by heart. He would use a low tone, calm and very sonorous, that would make the church where he was praying echo. He would put on a humble and pious expression, something he did very well. Besides this he has thousands of other ways of getting money. He told everyone that he knew prayers for different things, for women who couldn't have children or who were in labor, for women who weren't happy in marriage, so that their husbands would love them more.
Hey, that's a good idea.
But even with all he got, I've never seen a more greedy, miserly man. He was starving me to death. He didn't even give me enough to keep me alive. If I hadn't known how to help myself with my wily ways and some pretty clever tricks, I would have died of hunger lots of times. But with all this know-how and carefulness I outwitted him. I played some devilish tricks on him. When someone gave him a copper to say a prayer for them, as he couldn't see, I would put the copper in my mouth and have a half copper ready.
How the devil is it that now you're with me? They never gave me anything but half coppers.
I don't nom no sir. I'm now going to carve a hole into your wine jug and drink it secretly.
Well, I'm going to smash it on your mouth. And wash the places the jug had cut you with wine. How about that, Lazaro? The very thing that hurt you is helping to cure you.
I really want to get rid of this guy. He keeps seeing through all of my tricks. And then he beats me.
Come on, let's have a picnic so these grapes the grape picker gave me as alms don't go to waste.
Yes, sir.
Now I want to be generous with you. We'll divide it like this. You take one, then I'll take one.
Okay. What the hell, this guy just took two. He probably thought I was doing the same. I'm going to scoff as many as I can.
Lazaro, you tricked me. I'll swear to God that you ate these grapes 3 at a time.
No, I didn't, but why do you think so?
Do you know how I see that you ate them 3 at a time? Because I was eating them 2 at a time, and you didn't say a word. Roast this sausage for me.
Okay, I'm going to switch the sausage for a turnip and eat the sausage. Then give him a turnip sandwich instead.
What is this, Lazarillo?
You mean lacerated?
Open your mouth, I am gonna stick my nose in there.
Barf. Oops, there's the sausage.
Here is some more wine for your injuries.
That was a bit gay.
If there's one man in the world who will be blessed by wine, it's you. Lazaro, this rain isn't going to stop. Let's go inside the inn before there's a real downpour.
Sir, the water's too wide to cross here, but if you'd like, I see an easier place to get across, and we won't get wet either. It's very narrow there, and if we jump we'll keep our feet dry. Come on, jump as far as you can so you'll miss the water. What, you mean to say you smelled the sausage but not the post? I didn't know what God had done with him, and I never made any attempt to find out.